Hello. I don't have my helper tonight. It's terrible when you lose your helper. We are early, so don't worry. You're not late. I'm fiddling with the crystals. Rearranging them a little bit. I hope you're all well. Who have we got? Hi, Emma. Woo. Who else have we got? Wendy. Hey, Wendy. Should be quite a few tonight, actually. Be quite nice. Who else have we got? Who else have we got in the house? Hi. Now I might say this wrong. I don't know. Liani? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, so please excuse my pronunciation. Yeah. I can't. I'm also, because I don't have my helper tonight, I've got to try and read my notifications all the way over there. So if I do miss any questions, yeah, it's because for some reason it doesn't always update the questions, because I haven't got my helper this evening. He's gone. He's disappeared. No, he's not disappeared. He's gone off to his spiritualist church this evening. So, hi Magda. Liani. Excellent. Thank you. He's gone off to his spiritualist church, which he normally does on a Thursday anyway. It's just he's had they had a week off last week because they've moved to a different venue. And then one week there was something else going on, so we didn't go. So yeah, just rearranging my crystals. I've got loads on the altar this evening, so I will go through them at the end, and I will also post a picture at the end as well. It's been a fun. I don't know if any of the rest of you, while we've got a couple of minutes before we start, funny energy around today. I don't know if any of you have felt a really odd energy today. It's like almost like world weary energy. It's very peculiar. I don't often find my energy levels drop so drastically, but today it's like, oh my god, we had to go food shopping and I just wanted to come home. It's like, no, I want to go home. I want to go home. Don't care. I want to go home. Don't care if we've not got any food. I want to go home. It's very weird. So on my altar, one of the stones I've got on my altar today. So like I say, I will go through these after. You won't be able to see that. I'll take a really good photo of it. It's hypersthene, yeah, which is a kind of labradorite, but it's kind of stripy. It's very cool. And that is the stone if you are weary of the world, which is why it's on my altar this evening. Because it's like, no, I want to go home. What else we got? Oh, I can't read that, you know. That's terrible. What I need is a pair of binoculars. Karma, hi. How are you? Love your energy. You and your environment give off great vibes. We get that a lot, actually. It's because we kind of... People say, they come in here and they go, oh, wow, it's like a shop in here. So, yeah, that's good as far as I'm concerned. And if it does the job for us, so it must do it for other people as well. I don't think we've got anything in our home that doesn't serve a purpose of some description, like energetically as well as, you know, like practical stuff. So, yeah, it's different. Some people come in and they look at the altar and they kind of want to run away. But that's their stuff, it's not my stuff. So where are we? It is 6 o'clock. Okay. So for any people that come in late, that's fine. You can just join in. I'll just put a little bit more incense on there. So if you've got any incense that you want to light, you can do that now. You don't want to stop halfway through and think, oh, I haven't lit my incense. I used to do that a lot. Oh, hang on, I haven't lit my incense. Stop everything. So this evening, amongst all these crystals, that's why I've got so many crystals here on the altar tonight, because, hi Joanna, because they're my family and they are my friends. Yeah, they're not my only family and friends, I have to say. I'm not that geeky. But it's like that they comfort you. Do you get that, guys? You know, they comfort you when you're feeling a bit miserable. You know, pick up a stone and hold it, and it does amazing things. So that's why I've got so many crystals on the altar. Some of them aren't necessarily Jupiter, some of them are abundance, and some of them just make me feel better. So just for the sake of it, that's what I say. So apart from crystals, I've got my Jupiter, 7th Pentacle of Jupiter there, which has got loads of crystals on it. My Jupiter picture, which is very cool. Candle, which isn't lit yet, my bell. Jupiter oil, which the candle has been anointed with, and I've also anointed myself with, so I'm covered in oil now. And also the, I can never pronounce this stupid name, Abramelin oil, which is Crowley blend. That sounded like the dog then. I think he might be coming in. And then I've got my mala, which I'm going to use to do the 108 times that we're going to say this chant, affirmation, whatever you want to call it, really. And this mala is honey jade, yellow honey jade, which relates to, it's kind of like a Leo stone. It's a very happy stone. Yeah, it's why I'm using it tonight. And it's a very joyful stone. So that's why I'm using this one tonight. Hi, Tracy. So that's what I'm going to be using to count the 108 times that we're going to say the words. Yeah. So like I said last time, you can say the words if you like. I did put them in the event. But the words are, we lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. So if you want to join in and say the words, you can. If you want to, you know, none of this is anything that you have to do. Yeah. It's like no rules. I love this stuff. You probably get sick of me saying that, but it's true. That's why I love it, because there's no bloody rules. Oh, and let me just say, I do swear. So if anyone takes offense to swearing, don't watch, yeah, or put your headphones on if you've got little children, yeah, because I do swear. So yes, where was I? Oh, right, yes. So, you know, any of this is optional. You don't have to do any of this, yeah. You can just sit and listen, take it in, and, you know, visualize. That's all good. It's something I've been doing for, oh crikey, it's got to be going on 10 years now. The whole Jupiter, working with Jupiter on a Thursday. Not always inner abundance. Most of the time it was outer abundance, yeah. And I manifested some very cool things through that. So this stuff does work, okay. And that was without the crystals, without the 7th pentacle, without the bell. I just used to use a candle, flowers, and a picture of Jupiter. That was it. So none of this is, you know, you have to have all this stuff. That's no, don't think that, please. Because this and these are your most important things, yeah. Okay, so let's get on with it. Otherwise, I'll sit here and rabbit all day. So we're going to ground. I'll just go through it quickly. We're going to ground with the drum. Yeah. Afterwards, I'm going to use this little baby afterwards for the grounding after, because it is, oh, we love these chimes. We're slowly collecting them, because there's like, I don't know how many in a set. I think there's 4 in each set, so it's 8 altogether. So we're gradually collecting them, because they are amazing, the sounds that they make, and they are actually tuned. They're proper tuned chimes. So they're quite amazing. And that one's called Crystal Tide. So it's perfect for this evening. So we're going to ground, then we're going to light the candle. So if you are lighting a candle, you can either light it now or light it when I light mine. If you're using crystals, you can hold a crystal, yeah, in either hand, really. It doesn't really matter for this particular one. If you were doing outer abundance, you might want to hold it in your dominant hand, so it could be left or your right. Most people, it's the right hand. And then we're going to say the mantra 108 times. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but believe me, it'll go quickly. And then I'm going to use the chime to bring us back afterwards. Yeah. Hi, Wendy. Want to go and get the pieces of moss agate. Put my hands on it. Yeah, some pieces here. Oh, I can't read that. I can read bits of it. Some words I can recognise. Oh, hematite, healing, grounding, piece of rose quartz. Excellent. Cool. Okie dokie. So get yourselves comfortable. Yeah. So light your incense if you haven't already. Let me just tuck that down there because that gets caught up in things. Okay. So while we're doing the grounding, if you want to, you can visualize the color red. Yeah, that can help with grounding. If you have a drum and you want to join in, feel free. Yeah, absolutely join in. If not, you can sit and just take it in. Okay. Oh, and I won't be casting a circle this evening because this is just, it's kind of quite basic ritual work. Yeah, so I won't be casting a circle this evening. Okay. So I want you to take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. So when you release with the exhale, what you are doing is you are letting your mind, body release. Yeah. Breathe. deep down in the mother earth. Grounding, grounding, grounding. Deep down in the mother earth. Deep down in the mother earth. Deep down in the mother earth. Hello, Smurf. You're going to sit on my lap, are you? Okay. Boy. So just breathing. Thank you. Take a few breaths. So I'm going to light the candle. Bye then. That's a funny dog. So you can light your candle. More incense. More smoke. So if you're using a crystal, choose the crystal that you want to work with this evening. Excuse me. I'm going for a bit of blue topaz this evening, which is a Jupiter crystal. Topaz is quite amazing. Hi, Robin. I think that's Robin. I can't quite read it from here. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Oh dear, I haven't got my assistant tonight. Okay, so again, the words. I'll just repeat the words one more time for you. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. So we're going to do that 108 times. Okay. You can have your eyes closed or you can have them open. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Take a breath in. Just a bit of water. Okay. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, from the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust, From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. from the mindset of lack, to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. Last time. We lift ourselves from the dust. From the mindset of lack to the high vibration of abundance and wealth in all things. Breathing. Breathe. And just sit with that feeling for a couple more breaths. Breathe. Okay. So just listening to the chime. Is that you, Henry? Oh. Creeping about out there. I wonder what that was. This chime kind of, it's kind of like wakes you up, but it grounds you as well. It's quite beautiful. Okay. No, stop it. This just gives the dog. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. So the idea is to build that, it's like a trust, yeah, between yourself and the universe and planet Jupiter, that you have that abundance, not just from the universe, but inside you as well, yeah. So we're going to do a very short Q&A as I talk about the crystals. I'm hoping that I'll be able to read your comments. Magda says, pyrite, okay. Yeah, pyrite's good. Pyrite does resonate more with Mars, but because of the nature of it, you can definitely use it to attract abundance, especially like prosperity, things like that, yeah. I mean, crystals I've got on here, they're not all Jupiter crystals. Some of them are just there to make me feel better because I've had a bit of a crappy day. Bernadette, that's okay, Bernadette. I'm not going to ask why you're at the ER. I hope you haven't done anything silly. I hope you get better soon. Patricia, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. So if anyone's got any questions or they'd like to share any, what they've experienced on this particular evening and this ritual, then go for it. I'm just going to go through the crystals that I've got here. So I told you about hypersthene. I'll burn myself on the doodle there. So you can't really see that, but it's got like a sheen on it. But it's more labradorite than obsidian-y, yeah. That's hypersthene. And I will post a picture of all the crystals on the altar as well in the events comments. What else do we have? We have, what do we have? We have, oh, moss agate. Agate, sorry. Wendy, I've got a moss agate as well. It's a little piece. It's very pretty. I love moss agate. So that is very good for abundance generally. It does connect your crown chakra, which is kind of is your kind of divine wisdom connection. Yeah, it's not energy connection that comes from your root chakra from the earth. Yeah. It's also very good at getting rid of blocks. So if you've got any blocks around abundance, growth, prosperity, then moss agate will help you get rid of those blocks. What's that, Wendy? First time I got all the way through 108. Hey! I love that. I'm just going to put this candle out because I don't want to burn myself. I've done that before now. Oh my God, you never see me run so fast. Caught myself on fire with a candle. Oh my God, it's not good. But kind of funny when I look back at it. Laugh, should I? Not really that funny. Sorry, I see the funny side of weird things. So I have some aventurine here. Now these pieces are very, very small, so you won't really be able to see them up close. I've got 3 bits of green aventurine and 1 piece of blue, which is, it actually looks green, but that's blue aventurine. It's got kind of bluey greeny and just like pinky bits in it as well. And that's a bit of raw aventurine, which is very cool. And again, aventurine is around prosperity. So I think for a lot of us, especially if we're trying to make a living out of, alternative kind of ideas, therapies, whatever, it can be, quite frankly, a bloody struggle to, get the money in. And, there's a lot of stigma around, I'm going to say this, because I've been reading a lot about it recently. There's a lot of stigma around, charging money for things like healing, for knowledge, even for things like yoga, I mean, it's people don't want to pay the money, and yet it's, you know, it's going to help them. It's like, at what price? Your health. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? So never ever, if you are in any kind of like alternative therapies or things like that, never ever be ashamed to charge for what you do. It's an exchange. If you're giving that your energy that way to someone, then there has to be an exchange. Yeah, it's universal law. It's the law of the universe. Come on. Yeah. So never ever be ashamed to charge for your services. Yeah. Hi Tracy. 5 B's to count when you finished. I'm pretty sure there's 108 on here, but I don't know. I might miss the odd one. The intention is 108, yeah. So if I miss one or two, what's that thing? Obviously running behind, kept being interrupted. What's for dinner? Well, I had a distraction because my son was supposed to be going to youth club, yeah. Then he's come back. So, no, youth club, obviously. So I could hear creaking going on upstairs, and it's like, there's someone out there. I don't know who the bloody hell it is. It's not Ian. It's not the dog, because he's not big enough to make the floor creak out there. So it's like, have we got an intruder? I don't know. I'm going to finish my 108 anyway. I'll go out there with my sword if it's an intruder. I don't care, me. Had about the same amount. I might have to count my beads then and make sure there is 108 on here. There should be. I don't know why there wouldn't be. I don't know. I will double check that. Thank you. Money is the current popular trade item for services rendered. Yeah, it's a fair exchange. It is. It is a fair exchange. And never undervalue what you do either. Don't undervalue what you do, because then you're not doing yourself, your client, or, you know, other healers a service. You know, you're doing them a disservice if you undercharge for what you do. And you've got to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard to get the money in that you need to pay the bloody bills. You know? So, you know, if someone's getting healing in exchange for cash, that's a win-win, yeah? Then both parties get something. Yeah. And the other thing, if you're constantly giving out free, yeah, stuff. I mean, I give free stuff, but that's not the whole picture. Yeah. That's the key. You give a part of the picture. You don't give the whole picture. What was I going to say? I can't remember. That's what I was talking about yesterday. It's like do. Words fly out of my head. So I'll go back to the crystals until that comes back into my head. My brain sometimes. So aventurine, we were on aventurine. So yeah, blue. So both green and blue relate to prosperity, and the diffusing of negativity. Yeah. So if it's, you know, negative energy that may be coming from outside, or it could be your own, stopping you from manifesting what you want, monetary wise or lifestyle, whatever that is, then that can help to break that up and sweep it out. What else do we have here? So I've got them in alphabetical order today, thankfully. Calcite. So I've got 2 amazing bits of calcite. That's a big one. Love that. So cool. And then a smaller one, which looks a bit like a diamond. It's very cool, that piece. Whee. So that's green calcite. Green calcite. Calcite generally very good for drawing out crap from your body. Yeah. So you can hold it. You can make crystal water with it and drink the water. You can grit with it. But because it's so good at sucking out all the crap, yeah, it does need cleansing regularly. So cleanse it. What I tend to do, I'll put it in a bowl with a big bit of carnelian overnight, and then that does the job. Yeah. Doesn't need to be complicated. What else have we got? We got a piece of citrine there. It's a little piece of citrine. And it's actually, it's weird because when you turn it around, it's kind of in the shape of a heart. I don't know if you can see that. It's very cool. I love my citrine. Citrine is one to put in your cash box. Yeah, if you have a cash box. Same with this one. This is the Cinnabar sphere that I posted the other day. That's another one to put in your cash box, yeah. I'll tell you about Cinnabar in a minute. Citrine is all about power of the sun. Yeah, so this is a very good stone. Some stones do really well being put in the sun to charge. This is one of them, yeah. Any stone that relates to the sun is good to put in the window during when the sun's like high in the sky, yeah. Some stones don't like it. Some crystals actually they lose their color if you put them in the sunlight. So just be aware of that. Some crystals like being put in the ground to charge. Some like water. It's for me, it depends what element they're going to relate to as to how you charge and cleanse them. Cool. Yeah, Magda, that's fantastic. Bit of citrine in your purse or in your wallet. Fantastic. Oh, and then we have, these are very cool. This is citrine calcite. Again, so you're not really going to see that too well. Amazing stone. So it's a combination of both citrine and calcite. So it's a very happy stone, this one. Citrine calcite. It's a joyful stone. And again, it has, it's very strong and abundance. It's very comforting as well. It's a tranquil energy about it. That's my favourite bit of the two. I just love the shape of it. It's so cool. It's nice to hold. So citrine calcite. Yes, very cool. What else do we have here? That's those. Cinnabar, which is the sphere, which is the one I got the other day, which I posted. It is quite amazing. Now with Cinnabar, because it has quite a high mercury content, I mean, I was handling it. I was very conscious the other day when I first got it. I was handling it and I was like, oh, hold on a minute. This is a toxic stone. Whoops. I was getting weird little, it felt like pins in my fingers. It's like, that's a bit weird. So I was like, okay, so go and wash my hands. I love to experiment with things like that, yeah. So I'll hold a stone if you're not supposed to. I'll hold it, yeah. Or I'll stick this oil on your third eye, which you're not supposed to do. So I will experiment with things, yeah. You don't have to. In fact, I'd probably recommend that you don't, unless you really want to. Just found out that I should keep my rose quartz out of the sun. Yes, rose quartz is one. Clear quartz you could put in the sun, because clear quartz corresponds to the sun and the moon. It would do equally well in both. But yeah, your rose quartz, I'd put that, I'd use water for rose quartz because it corresponds to water element. Yeah. Use my smoky quartz. Yeah, love smoky quartz. Double point. Yeah. Cool. I love smoky quartz. I've got a piece somewhere. I'll have to bring that out when we do. There's another Earth Day coming up, actually. So I'll use it. I'll bring it out for Earth Day. So, Cinnabar. I digress. Also known as Dragon's Blood or the Alchemist Stone. Yeah. It's a stone of, it's what I love about Dragon's Blood is that it takes this situation right now, right here, right now, and goes, okay, that's fine as it is. Yeah, don't need to change anything. Let's move on. So in that acceptance, you can move forward. Yeah, it's when you're fighting that. Yeah, when you're fighting everything that's happening right now is when you get the blocks. Yeah, the blocks in the road. The hiccups all over the place, even with Mercury and Jupiter at the moment. You know, if you go with that energy rather than trying to, you know, fight against it, things will go smoother. Yeah. So that's Cinnabar. And big abundance crystal, that one. What else do we have? Oh, hang on. Where's that really nice one? This is very cool. This is. I've got 3 pieces of this, although one piece is actually in my witch's ladder now. This is an amazing crystal, and it's got rainbow inclusions in it as well, which is very cool. This is a fluorite pyrite calcite mix. Yeah. And what is really, really cool about this stone, it has, because it's got the 3 parts to it, it is amazing for taking for manifestation, and that's taking it from here all the way through, yeah, your energy centers, all the way down to manifest. Yeah. So the fluorite, this is a pyrite. It's got the pyrite in it, so that the pyrite enables your creative thinking. Yeah, you can see that. I'll put that. I'll do it there, so you can kind of see it. So the pyrite is your creative thinking process. That's new ideas, any kind of well, it could be logic and reason, or it could be the other side of the brain that you're using, yeah, for creativity. Depends what it is you're creating. But it captures the idea, yeah? Gives you that ability to capture those ideas. The calcite part of it releases any resistance. So it's the bridge between the thinking up here and the manifesting. No, that's not a word. The manifesting of your idea, yeah. Calcite bridges the gap, and it actually helps release any resistance to what it is you're trying to manifest, yeah. And it can even help you to discover what limiting beliefs are stopping you from manifesting. It's like, wow, this is such a cool stone. So it bridges the gap between inspiration and manifestation, because then the fluorite is the energy of fulfillment. So that the fluorite part of it is what manifests your ideas. Yeah. Amazing crystal. And when we picked it up, it was actually broken. It was like knocked down price in a shop, because it wasn't actually broken. It's just one of the little cubes that come off of it. And it was just rattling around in the box, and it was like half price. It was, I think it was a $5 or something for a big cluster of it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I've got to get that. I didn't even know what it was for. But when I actually, trying to look it up as well was really difficult. I was having real problems trying to find it online. And what its correspondences were. And I actually found it a couple of weeks ago when I was categorizing all my crystals, and it's perfect for what we're doing at the moment. Yeah. It's just like, wow. Amazing, as always. So yeah, that's fluorite, pyrite, and calcite. Absolutely. Okay, so the creative thinking part is the pyrite, yeah. The calcite is what bridges the gap between your inspiration and your actual ability to manifest, and then it's the fluorite that enables the manifestation, yeah. Oops, watch out, Hedge. Yeah, it's like a they're like little cubes. It's got the feel of calcite, which is kind of waxy. It's got the cuboidness of calcite, and it's got the that kind of see-throughness of fluorite. And like I say, this one's got rainbow inclusions in it as well, although in this light you can't really see them. It's better in pure light, sunlight. So yeah, amazing crystal. I'm pretty sure eBay I have some somewhere. It is magical. Magical? I can't bloody see what you've written there, Wendy. Oh, Magda. Sorry, I thought you said magical. Oh, my eyes. So that's that one. What else do we have? Green quartz. Green quartz is a prosperity stone. Yeah. That's kind of like green quartz is kind of weird. You can either get like bright green quartz, which is man-made, or it's almost like a sagey green color, this one. And it's got little bits of, it's got some red in it as well. I don't know why there's red in it, but I'm guessing that's its natural formation. But yeah, green quartz is really good for prosperity. And also very good for the heart chakra, as any green stone. I've got a lot of green stones here this evening, actually. A lot. I think it was Wendy. Was it Wendy or Tracy said earlier about a lot of prosperity and abundance stones are green. And when you think about that, that's, you know, it's happening at the moment. You know, buds are forming on the trees, you know, and you get little tiny leaves. It's so cute when that happens. You get little tiny leaves come out, yeah? That's growth. That's abundance. So it makes sense that abundance crystals are green. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's logical. It was you, Wendy. I thought so. Oh, you're going to like these. I'll show you those ones in a minute, because I've got rhodosite. Now, rhodosite, they're tiny, tiny little crystals. Yeah, you see them. There's quite a few in that little bag. Although they seem to have got bigger. I'm sure they were smaller than that when I first got them. They've grown. Rhodosite is a newish crystal. I think I've had those for a couple of years now. And they magnify the intentions and thoughts of people. If you're using them, they will magnify your intention or your thoughts. And it also does the same with crystals. So I've got these in a little bag on here. So all these crystals get a big kick up bum. They are very powerful. They're tiny little things. They're kind of hexagonal. I don't know what that particular scientific term is, but they're not cubes and they're not round. They're kind of hexagonal crystals. I'm not sure what the technical term is for that. Very, very powerful stone of attraction. Yeah. So what we're working on here tonight is inner abundance. So by using rhodosite, that's going to give that a big woof. That is, yes. It's also very good for boosting abundance anyway. And it's one of those crystals that, does it ever need cleansing? Well, it holds no negativity. It cannot physically hold negativity. So I would say it wouldn't ever need cleansing because it doesn't hold negativity. Probably would do with the charge now and again. But yeah, very, very cool crystals. I think there was a few others that I got. I sewed them into an altar cloth. But I think that they're not overly cheap. I can't remember. They came from America. I think it was about £20-25 for a little bag of those. But when you're working with crystals, it's I don't know. If I've got the money, I'll fucking buy them. If I haven't got the money, then I can't. But if I've got the money, I'd rather spend it on crystals than on food sometimes. Shock. I'd rather eat pasta than, you know, if I can buy a crystal. I'll just eat boring pasta. I don't care. Anyway, next one, Seftonite. I told you there were a lot of crystals on here tonight, didn't I? Also had emerald. Yes. Yeah, very cool. Ruby fuchsia. Oh, I can never say that word. Fuchsite. Not sure how you pronounce that. Need some of those. Rhodosite is spelt RHODOZITE. They are quite delicate. So that there are some little bits that have come off in the bag. But you can always put them in a spell if you wanted to. You can grind it up and put it in your incense. I've done that before with crystals. It's quite interesting when you do that. Sometimes it goes. Anyway, Seftonite, a type of bloodstone for abundance and creativity, and that when you are working on abundance, which is growth, yeah, it's about energy flow, so it helps that energy flow. It's quite an amazing stone. Whereas bloodstone is very kind of green with red splotches, if you like, this is more kind of like a browny grey with, it's more veiny than bloodstone. What else do we have? We have, oh, what's that one? Oh, I should have put that one on there actually. Scapolite is really, really good. I haven't got it on here. I forgot to put it on here. Scapolite, if you are trying to achieve a goal, so with the scapolite, you can set your goal to achieve it. So you could use it with the fluorite, calcite, pyrite, yeah, to set it, and then set and forget, if you like. So you set your goal and then you give it out to the universe. Very good for that. What else do we have here? What haven't I shown you? Topaz I've done. Blue topaz. I've got clear and blue topaz there, which are brilliant for abundance. They actually do correspond to Jupiter. What else have we got? That's tea. Green tourmaline. Little tiny crystal, which is very cool. That one wasn't cheap, I don't think. I think that might have been maybe a tenner for that little crystal. But I mean, I bought it because it's very good if you're studying herbalism. It's very good for that. But it's also it actually magnetizes. So if you're carrying that on you, it would magnetize abundance and prosperity to you. So it attracts it like a magnet. Very cool. And we've got my little abundance cluster, because this little baby has to be anywhere where I'm doing anything to do with abundance. Is that a lot on there? I think that's it. Oh, the celestial quartz. I want to show you these because these are amazing. And I got these for like $5 each, and they're just like fucking amazing. Yeah, these celestial quartzes. So that's just a normal celestial quartz, yeah. And there are rainbow inclusions in that, but you just can't see them in this floodlight I've got in here. So that's just a normal celestial quartz. And then this one is just a little sideline. You know, in Star Wars, not the new ones, not silly new ones, but the old ones. And they had they weren't called Death. It wasn't the Death Star. It was a Death Destroyer or something. This looks like a Death Destroyer. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, Star Wars. Anyway, and this is a smoky celestial quartz, which is they are quite amazing crystals. And like I say, I picked these up for next to nothing in this little crystal place when we're on holiday camping. The reason I've got these on here, they're not about abundance or anything like that. They hold, because the quartz in them is like it's folded. It's very peculiar. And it holds pure consciousness in the folds of the quartz. And they kind of have in that consciousness like interdimensional doorways. So it's like I just thought I'd put that on there because they're also very good for healing, which I needed today after being in the town. And anything toxic, so whether that's energy, stuff in your body, whatever, it will transmute that to healing. So it will change toxic energy to healing energy. Yeah, so wicked stones. There was something else. There was another reason. Oh, powerful crystal for change. That was probably why I put them on there, actually, because we're trying to change our mindset, yeah, through this kind of chanting, meditation, whatever you want to call it. So very good for working with that change energy. Yeah. I think that's all. Oh, this is another one. So that's the yellow agate that I had that was on the altar the other day for the readings. That's another abundance stone. Yeah. Yellow agate, that is. I think that's all the crystals I've got there. Okay. So what have we got there? After this live, can you put a list of these in the group? I can, yes. Having a little... I know. Yeah, I will take a photo before I break the altar down. And yeah, if I go kind of left to right and then do it like that. So yes, I shall do that. I shall put a picture up with the names. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, it's a pleasure to share these, this magical work with you. And I hope you enjoyed it. This one will stay up. It won't disappear because it was slightly different because we had the chimes and we've got slightly different crystals. So this one will stay up in the group. So if you want to, you don't have to do this on a Thursday. I only do this on a Thursday because it corresponds to Jupiter. But if you wanted to work on it through the week as well, then feel free. What I will say as well, I don't know if any of you stumbled over your words this evening, if you were using the words. That is normal. That is your subconscious, if you like, trying to trip you up. Yeah. So when that happens, take a breath, keep going. Yeah. There was a couple of times tonight I thought, oh my God, my voice is going to give out, and it didn't. So that was quite interesting. So whenever those things come up to try and trip you up, that's a block coming down. So you kind of have to ride it out a little bit and then, kind of go through it. Because it's in that walking the line, yeah, walking on the edge there, where the magic happens, yeah. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Magda. The chimes. These chimes, yes. I will put the name of these down as well. They are called Zephyr, Zaphir, Zephyr chimes. This one's called Crystal Tide. I will put a photo of this up as well. You can get them on Amazon when they've got them in stock. I think eBay sell them as well. And there's also a very cool website because we're sound healers, so we love buying instruments. As much as we love buying crystals, we love buying instruments as well. There's a very cool website called Sound Travels. He's called Sound Travels. As far as I know, he ships worldwide, and you can buy the full set from him. What do they cost? Singly, I think they're about £35 each. I can't remember what the full set of 4 is from this guy, but he's very good, and he's very helpful as well, very knowledgeable. So, and he will share the knowledge. So yeah, you can buy them on Amazon or eBay or from Sound Travels. I think it's .co.uk, might be .com, I can't remember. Yeah, they're very cool. So we haven't finished collecting ours yet. So we've got more to collect. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Love the chimes. It's a magical sound. It is. It is quite amazing. There are 4 in the Zephyr. I think there's 4. No, there's not actually. There's more. Because there's, I think there's 2. I think there's 5 actually. I think there's 5 in the Zephyr ones. And then the other ones that we've got actually correspond to the different elements. And we've got fire at the moment. That's the only one we've got at the moment. Because again, they're like £35 a piece. So it's kind of, we save it for like birthdays and things like that, and Yules and all those really cool times where we could justify, you know, spending lots of money on presents. Oh, I'm glad you love the chimes. Glad you enjoyed it this evening. That's fantastic. So when's the next one? That's what I want to know. So we're Thursday today. I think it's next week, isn't it? Where are we? 5th. Yeah, so it'll be next Thursday. So it'll be this again. So if you haven't made your pentacle yet, then, you know, if you want to make it, get it ready for Thursday. And anything else that you want to use in the ritual. I mean, as always, this stuff's always, it's not mandatory. You don't have to do any of it. It's entirely up to you how much you want to do, you know, with it. And if you want to do it through the week, then go for it. In fact, a little tip, yeah. If you are trying to make a big change to your mindset to connect the infinite universal energy with your subconscious through the conscious mind, doing an affirmation or a mantra or setting a new habit, if you do it for 21 days consecutively, yeah, without any breaks, yeah, so do it for 21 days, and if you forget a day, start again, yeah. Doing it 21 days consecutively will it's like it gets your subconscious and your conscious mind in line with your divine higher self, yeah, and what that knows up there, which is a damn sight more than we realize that it knows. Is that right? Then we realize we know, I think. So yeah, 21 days consecutively will, if you're trying to make big changes in your mindset, that's the way to do it, yeah. And I know that because I know that. I'm getting silly now. So I am going, what's the time? Oh, it's 7:15. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm really pleased you enjoyed it. We'll see you next Thursday for the next one. Just as a little side thing, I did want to do, there might be a little Facebook Live come up next week before Wednesday, to do with ancestor stuff, yeah? So it might be a chant or something, I don't know yet. It's just a vague thing that's in my head at the moment. So somehow it will manifest next week, a little Facebook Live. Yeah, around the ancestor stuff, yeah? If you've had a look at it, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, have a look at it. It's in the files, yeah? Ancestor work. Because we're coming up to Beltane, which is when the other time of the year, when the veil is at its thinnest. So contacting our ancestors is more accessible, yeah? Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I will see you next Thursday. A little thing before, a little aside before that, okay? Fantastic. Blessed be everybody. See you soon.